Students, now we will talk about two such social reform movements. One that went from India but left an impact globally, like it got the global attention. And another movement that was started not in India but started outside India but left a lot of impact on India. So the first one is the Ramakrishna mission or the Ramakrishna Mutt. Who started this movement? Swami Vivekananda. Where? At Belur near Calcutta in the year 1897. Ramakrishna Mutt was established at Mayavati near Almora of Uttaranchal. Very important. So where was the Ramakrishna mission founded at? At Belur near Calcutta. But where was the Mutt? The Ramakrishna Mutt? Learn it properly, understand the difference. It was established at Mayavati near Almora of Uttaranchal. Why was it founded? Swami Vivekananda's spiritual teacher or master was Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda wanted to spread his thoughts all over, because of which the Ramakrishna Mutt was established. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, the spiritual guru or teacher of Swami Vivekananda, he used to worship goddess Kali as a priest at Calcutta Kali Mandir. He said one has to attain moksha through dhyana. Dhyana means meditation. Bhakti. Bhakti means devotion towards God. And his life itself will become like a model. He believed that all religions tell the same thing. And there are many ways of attaining moksha or reaching God. He said that idol worship is inevitable. So he believed in idol worship, as he believed that when one sees an idol, it is easier to associate or understand God. So to spread the teachings of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Swami Vivekananda founded the mission. Which mission? Ramakrishna mission at Belur in Calcutta. He was born in a Khyasta family in Calcutta. He studied both Western and the Eastern philosophies. After studying the Indian philosophies from so many different perspectives, he started preaching the importance of Indian philosophy to the Westerners. He roamed all over India for about 5 years after his guru Ramakrishna Paramahansa died. Because of this, he understood what is the social reality, what are the actual problems Indians are facing. So he also believed that caste system is a very big problem. He worked really hard to establish a casteless society, as he could see that the society was deeply involved with caste-based discrimination. He noticed exploitation, poverty, illiteracy, and divisions. So divided he felt all the Indians were because of these reasons. He wanted people to stop following all these Western ideals blindly. He believed it is the duty of the religion to give light. Without this, religion is of no use. He said, the one who responds to the poor is Mahatma, and the one who doesn't is a Duratma. He had a very simple philosophy. Help the poor, help everyone. So he said, if you are able to help the poor, you are a Mahatma. And if you can't, then you are a Duratma. So he just believed in following simple values in life and to become a better person. He opposed caste system. He also opposed untouchability and the idea of supremacy based on caste system. The Westerners could understand the cultural richness of India because of the speech he gave. Where did he give? At Chicago, at the Parliament of World Religions. In which year was the speech given? In the year 1893. He began his speech saying, brothers and sisters of America, and there was a continuous applause for 1 to 2 minutes, and then he started giving his speech. There was another speech he gave even at Paris in the year 1900 at the Congress of Religion. So in his speeches, he used to talk about the greatness of Indian philosophy and even the thoughts of nationalism. He had visited Mysore, interestingly, before going to Chicago for his speech. Who had invited him? Our very own king, Chamaraja Wodeyar, the 10. So he suggested Chamaraja Wodeyar, the 10, to start schools for untouchables. Imagine, we are talking about almost 130 years ago. And Raja Chamaraja Wodeyar took his suggestion and did start schools for untouchables. Swami Vivekananda wrote books. What were the topics of the books? Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. His thoughts gave an impetus or a push to freedom struggle and asserted that freedom includes not just freedom from the British. Freedom also means that there should be no social evils in the Indian society and we all must have equality. Next, students, let us talk about Theosophical Society. I know the pronunciation may be a little difficult for you. Let me help you break it down and learn it. The, you know, so the with an O, Theo. So, fickle, fickle society. Theosophical Society. Now say it in one go, Theosophical Society. Very good. Now let's learn what is this. How did they bring reform in India? It was founded by Madam Blavatsky and Colonel H.S. Olcott. So they are not Indians. They came to India, particularly to Adyar near Madras, and they established their head office in the year 1886. What was the aim? Their aim was to do a comparative study of different religions. They wanted to study about all religions, philosophies and science. Another goal was to discover the indomitable spirit hidden in the human. They felt that we have a soul, we have a spirit inside, but what gives it strength? How is it there? They had a lot of questions. So they wanted to do a lot of research, for which they established this society. And then they declared universal brotherhood. We are all universally connected and we are all brothers and sisters. They took the very basic principles from Hindu sacred scriptures like the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Sankhya Yoga and Vedanta philosophy and spread these basic principles. They wanted to find solutions. Solutions to what? To the problems. And for this, they studied the ancient Indian philosophical texts, thoughts and philosophies. So, they wanted to try reforming the society based on the Vedas and the Upanishads that they read. These were foreigners who took more interest in this process. They were not Indians, they were foreigners and they wanted to bring in a reform in the Indian society. With the arrival of this Irish lady, Annie Besant, in India by 1893, the movement of Theosophical Society started to grow more. Many of you get confused that Annie Besant was the founder of Theosophical Society. No, she was not. She was responsible for the growth. Okay, learn the founders named separately, Madam Blavatsky and Olcott, but she just helped the movement to grow. What did she do? So once she arrived in India as a member of the society, she was basically born in 1847 in London. She divorced her husband who was a priest at an Anglican church, and then she was very active so that she had full dedication towards just the works of the Theosophical Society. She had studied the Vedanta philosophy very deeply, and she used to believe that the Vedanta philosophy does not believe in materialism like the Western philosophy. What do we mean by materialism? Materialism means only if we see, we believe. We look at things, we hold things, we want more and more materialistic growth. She believed Indian philosophy was more supreme than Western because it did not have so much materialism attached to it. So she led a reform movement in Hinduism. She did comparative study of Hinduism and Buddhism. She also translated the Bhagavad Gita to English. This was a very phenomenal achievement of Annie Besant. So she was called as Shweta Saraswati. They may ask, give the special name Annie Besant had? Shweta Saraswati. Why did she have the special name? Because she accomplished to translate the Bhagavad Gita into English. She also believed in education for all, the lower caste, the upper caste, the women. She believed in education for everyone. So she opened schools. She started Central Hindu Banaras College in 1898. The Central Hindu Banaras College was later transformed into a university by the thought of Madan Mohan Malviya. In which year? In the year 1916. She also used to write periodicals. Periodicals are newspapers that are not released every day, but maybe once in 1 week or once in a month, after every short period of time. What were they called? New India and Commonwealth. What did she write in these papers? She used to discuss the current problems and social issues. She also started the Home Rule League, and she was also the leader of the Home Rule movement from Madras in the year 1916. So students, with all the efforts that Annie Besant put, she brought a lot of sensibility in the Hinduism, and she was also a very active member of the Indian National Movement. She was also the first woman president of Indian National Congress. A question asked almost every year. Name the first woman president of the Indian National Congress. It's Annie Besant. Students, so we spoke about Annie Besant leading the Home Rule movement from Madras in the year 1916. What is the meaning of Home Rule? What is this concept? Let us discuss. If you all remember, students, I have told you all that India was under the rule of the British. But are they born in India? Are they Indians? To rule us, they won't even know what is our situation. So in Ireland, they had this concept of home rule, meaning people of the country rule and govern their own selves. So this was a part of the freedom struggle as well, a movement led against the British, where Indians started this home rule movement and wanted to encourage the British to let us rule ourselves. Okay? And there were two parts in this movement. One part was led by Annie Besant, another part was led by Bala Gangadhar Tilak. Both wrote newspapers to spread the thoughts and the message of this movement. While Bala Gangadhar Tilak wrote Maratha and Kesari, Annie Besant wrote New India, Commonwealth and Young India. Home rule means self-governance. I hope you all have no doubts in understanding what is home rule.